Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Bob here. Welcome to week 6. It is midterm week already. How about that? So the first thing I want to point out is this week you'll have noticed in the modules there's no discussion board, there's no quiz. All we have this week is the midterm exam. So that said, I hope you'll take the opportunity to work on it a little bit every day rather than wait until, I don't know, whatever day, and then try to do the whole thing at once. Here's what I like to see when I look, when I'm grading the midterm exams. Here's what I like to see. First of all, did you define the concepts? For example, if you choose question number 1, and remember, you're only picking one of these 4, so don't do all 4. Just do one. Do you define the concepts? Like I say, for example, the comparative approach versus the evolutionary approach. Define each one, and then provide examples, a couple of examples at least, to show that you have competency, that you understand the difference between the concepts, and you can apply them into the social world. So examples are very important. Now, where can you get your information? Well, the textbook is probably your best source. And the reason for these exams, the reason I word them the way I do, is because they come exactly from the learning materials. So use your textbook, use the discussion boards, use the PowerPoint presentations, use the chapter summaries. Everything you need to do an excellent job on this exam is in those materials. It's in everything we've covered up to this point. I ask that you do not email the exam to me. Submit it through the portal that's been set up already for this exam. Now, I know sometimes if you copy and paste it and put it in there, it's not going to match up sometimes with the margins or whatever. Don't worry too much about that. It'll be fine. The other problem that students typically run into is, the exam should be 2 to 3 pages. And when I say a minimum of 2 pages, I'm not talking about a page and a half. Just because you get over to that second page doesn't make it a full page. It needs to be 2 full pages. And I limit it to 3 because, again, that's something I've talked about before, like in your research paper. The key thing to writing well academically is to not just dump out a bunch of pages. The key thing is to say as much as possible with as few words as possible. So choose your words carefully. Make it a nice, tight, concise exam. And same goes for your research paper. I want to remind you that the exam is due Sunday. No exceptions. I don't want to hear any excuses. You've got the entire week to work on this thing. So no excuses. Again, what's best to do is to work on it every day. Perhaps set up, and the same thing goes for your research paper. Set up an outline. First pick the question you want to answer. Then do yourself an outline. And then fill in those blanks in the outline. For me, I write best in the morning. I'd like to write somewhere between 7 and 10 in the morning when I'm writing. So pick a time every day that you can work on the exam, and then come the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, you're going to have it done. Review it, make sure you've covered the things that I've asked for in the rubric, then submit it. If you want to send me a short draft or something, want me to look at something, just send me an email. I'm always glad to look at it for you and give you my comments and feedback. Otherwise, that's it, gang. I hope you're all having a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks. Bye.